According to a representative of Business Unity South Africa, exploitation of children can be found in pockets of informal businesses.
If you go to the fishing communities, there's high unemployment, and there's also a lot of drugs that kids access. You find out that families or family business owners, they would rather have their children working for them in a small business or in a family holdings. That's where the problem starts. Like I said earlier, knowing or unknowingly that there is an age restriction when it comes to employment. Sometimes these family businesses are not aware that these kids should not be working until they reach a certain age. I think what we should try and do as social partners is to educate communities where these kids live, and also in the education system, that people must try and stay at school as long as possible.
It is estimated that there are currently 160 million child laborers worldwide, and this projection is expected to increase. SABC's Chief Director for Labour Statistics, Malerato Musian, explains how South Africa conducts its data collection.
For instance, we would ask if they were involved in any economic activities, whether they were involved in doing any house chores, because some of the activities don't count as child labor. So we have a series of questions. I'm just going to give you an idea of what kind of questions we ask. We also try to establish if they missed any school because of having to be involved in doing some economic activities. And we also ask whether they work under certain conditions, whether they are exposed to dust, they have to climb ladders and all to do whatever activities that they get engaged in, how many hours they do get involved in doing economic activities, and whether they do any chores at home, whether they do any activities at school, what kind of activities they do, and whether they're exposed to dust and other hazardous conditions.
COVID-19 pandemic has also somewhat disturbed countries' collection of child labor stats and data.
All countries are working with their statistical officers in very rigorous way. Where we are not so happy, or where we would like, is to have more data. It's not the quality is good, but not enough. In many countries, either they don't have data at all, or they are collected once every 10 years. And, between the two data collection, we don't know what happens. So it's quite difficult to have those good policies.
The conference continues until Friday. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Durban.